If you've been shopping for a great loop trawler, you've probably run into this question. Should you buy a single-engine boat or a twin-engine boat? The answer could save you, or cost you, tens of thousands of dollars over the life of your boat. It could also be the difference between a stress-free retirement adventure and a trip full of unexpected headaches. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which setup fits your budget, your comfort level, and your great loop plans. And if you're serious about protecting your retirement savings while you plan this trip, hit that subscribe button right now. We break down real market specs and budget-friendly trawler guides every single week. Let's dive straight into the single-engine setup. A single-engine boat has one motor, one propeller, one shaft. That's it. And there's a reason so many trawlers on the Great Loop are single-engine boats. It comes down to four things: cost, simplicity, fuel efficiency, and interior space. First, cost. One engine means one set of parts to maintain instead of two. A routine engine service on a single typically runs $800 to $1,200. On a twin, you're paying that twice, every single time. Over a 5, 10, 15-year ownership period, that difference can easily add up to $10,000 or $20,000 in maintenance alone. Second, simplicity. If you're newer to boating, or you just don't want to become a part-time mechanic in your retirement, a single engine is far easier to understand, maintain, and troubleshoot. Fewer systems means fewer things that can go wrong at 2 in the morning in the middle of nowhere. Third, and this one surprises a lot of people, fuel efficiency. A single-engine trawler, especially a full displacement hull, is typically far more efficient than a comparable twin-engine boat. On a trip like the Great Loop, where you might cover 6,000 miles or more, that difference in fuel burn is not small, potentially thousands of dollars saved over the full loop. Fourth, interior space. With only one engine sitting in the middle of the hull, single-engine trawlers often have more usable space in the engine room and a more efficient layout below deck. For retirees planning to live aboard for 6 to 12 months, that extra storage and workspace matters more than people expect. But, and this is a big but, a single engine has one obvious weakness. If that engine fails, you have no propulsion. None. You're relying on a good tow insurance policy, a working anchor, and a lot of patience waiting for help. Picture this scenario, because it's a real one great loopers talk about often. You're running a narrow stretch of the ICW, current is pushing against you, and your engine sputters. On a single, you're dropping anchor immediately and calling for a tow. There's no other option. That moment is exactly why some owners choose to spend more up front. It's not a hypothetical fear, it's a real trade-off you're making the day you sign the purchase papers. Now, a lot of single-engine owners worry about a second issue too, docking. Without a second engine, pivoting the boat in a tight slip can feel intimidating, especially with wind or current pushing you around. Here's the good news. Adding a bow thruster to a single-engine boat solves most of that anxiety, without ever taking on the cost of a second engine. It's a relatively affordable upgrade, and it's exactly why so many single-engine Great Loop trawlers you'll see on the water have one installed. If you're shopping for a single, put bow thruster on your must-have list. Now let's talk about twin engines. A twin-engine boat has two separate motors, two propellers, two shafts, and often two completely separate fuel systems. The number one reason people choose twins comes down to one word: redundancy. If one engine fails on a twin, you still have the other one. You can limp into a marina under your own power, get repairs done on your own schedule, and never have to make that call to a towboat captain. For retirees running stretches like the Gulf Crossing or the Great Lakes, where marinas can be far apart, that peace of mind is worth a lot. Twin engines also give you natural docking control, using opposing throttle to pivot the boat almost in place, without needing a bow thruster at all. If you've ever watched someone struggle backing a single-engine trawler into a tight slip with a crosswind, you understand why some owners will happily pay extra just for that built-in maneuverability. So what's the catch with twins? Cost, on almost every level. Double the engines to maintain, double the parts, and often meaningfully worse fuel economy. since you're pushing two propellers through the water instead of one. More systems also means more things that can eventually need repair. Now let's bust a myth I hear all the time in the Great Loop Facebook groups, that twin engines mean you're always safe and single engines mean you're always in danger. That's simply not true. Most successful Great Loopers complete the entire 6,000-mile trip on a single-engine boat without ever having a major mechanical failure. The real question isn't which one guarantees safety, neither does I. It's which trade-off fits how you want to boat and what you can afford. So which one is right for you? If your top priority is stretching your retirement budget as far as possible and you're comfortable pairing a single engine with a bow thruster and a solid towing plan, a single engine trawler is very likely your best choice. If your top priority is redundancy and peace of mind, especially for open water stretches like the Gulf crossing, or simply for your own comfort level, a twin engine setup may be worth the extra upfront cost and fuel burn. There's also a middle ground worth knowing about. A single-engine boat with a strong get-home system, like an auxiliary wing engine. You get most of the savings of a single, with a real backup plan if your main engine ever fails. If you're shopping in the $50,000 to $80,000 range, keep an eye out for this option. It's one of the best value setups on the market right now. If you're still narrowing down your boat type, check the cards on screen for my breakdowns of the best trawlers under $50,000, $75,000, and $100,000. Subscribe so you catch next week's video too. I'll see you there.